Well, as you can see, our window regulator decided to fail in our C10. So in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to replace one using a CJ's Classic Truck window regulator for a 67 to 72 Chevy C10. So here's the CJ's Classic Truck window regulator, and this is the one that we're going to be installing into the C10 behind us. This job shouldn't take too long, maybe about an hour or two, so let's go ahead and dive into the install. So for the first part of this process, we're going to go ahead and remove the door panel, but before doing that, we have to remove the handles here. So to get these off, you'll line your tool up with the handle and just use a little bit of force, and then eventually you'll hear the clip pop. Now, what I highly recommend to do after getting this off, go ahead and actually place the clip back inside the handle, because when you reinstall it, you can actually just pop it on with the clip on still. All right, same process for the door handle. Tool in, push a little bit until you hear the clip pop, and then place your clip back inside. Now, as far as removing this actual door panel here, our process might be a little bit different considering we do have the TMI door panels. So I'm going to start off by removing these two Phillips head screws, and then we just have some clips in the bottom and the door panel will come off. So one more thing I do want to add about the window regulator. The 67 to 71 is the exact same window regulator, but the 72 has a slight difference to it. On the 72 for the actual window crank handle, the rod is actually a tad bit longer. And we're hoping with the longer rod that it will make the job of taking the handles off a lot easier in the future because of the TMI door panel sticking out a little bit further than the factory. So with the door panel off, we're good to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is actually getting this channel glass out. Now, to get the channel glass out, we actually have to have the window all the way down, but our window regulator failed, so it's going to be a little bit of a mission to do so. So we're going to fight with that and then get the channel glass out afterwards. So after fighting with the window glass, I was actually able to get it to go all the way down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove these side track bolts to be able to give us enough room to shift the glass over, and then that will be able to help us get the channel glass out. Next, we're just going to go ahead and remove these two screws that hold the bottom of the channel glass in. Alright, so after you remove the two channel glass screws in the side of the door, we're going to go ahead to the top of the door and remove these three that also hold in the channel glass. And before I go ahead and remove the channel glass, I'm actually going to remove the felt side of the belt line strippings. That way we don't take a risk of damaging it when removing the channel glass. Just grab our hook here, put it in the clip, and just be careful, you don't want to end up damaging these moldings. So everything is removed and out of the way, and now we can actually go ahead and push the window glass back so it gives us enough room to bring our channel glass out. So we'll push this glass back as far as we can get it. Our window regulator's fighting with us here. let's go ahead and get this channel glass out of the way. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull back a little bit and up, and kind of pull it out at an angle. And then once you get to this point, you're actually gonna turn it sideways. So that way the bracket can come up with it. So now it's time to get the glass out. Basically what I did here is I kind of had the regulator in this middle position, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide the window forward while it's in this position, which you can see our other track is actually falling off already, and that must be our original problem. And this will slide off of there, off this track you can see, and then from there we will tilt the window out to get it off the other track and slide the glass out. So it can be a little bit difficult, but essentially after you get it off that first track I was showing you here, you kind of just want to slide it to a point to where it gets to this opening, and then the track will just pop out. Or if you get lucky enough, you can actually just slide it all the way out to the end here and then pull your window glass out. After you fought to get the window glass out and maybe took some battle scars with it, it's now time to actually get the regulator out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove these 4 bolts here and then pop the regulator out through this hole and then get our new one installed. So as far as installing the new one goes, we're basically going to do the exact same steps as the old one when removing it. We're going to stick it through the door panel here, bolt it up, and then start hooking everything up afterwards. So now after you got the window regulator inside the door of your C10, go ahead and actually get this top arm here along the track. That way it's a little bit easier than trying to fight it after you have the window regulator bolted up already. Now that you got the regulator lined up in the track, go ahead and start some of these bolts here. So the new window regulator is bolted in, and it's now time to start the reassemble process. As I was showing you before, on the window track you have these little cutouts here, and that's for the actual window tracks to be able to go in. So what we're going to do is we're going to fish this glass back in, try to hook up the first track here, and then hook up the second one afterwards. And another thing to mention before going ahead and putting the window back in the truck, take a wire wheel and just clean up all the old rust that was on the track to begin with, and you can go ahead and paint it while you're at it too. Another thing to go ahead and add on to that is go ahead and grease these tracks. With having a brand new window regulator, it might not come with some grease on the actual knobs, so it's a good idea to grease those up to make sure that the window regulator is going to last a long time. So we're just going to pop the first window track in. The second one might be hard to see, but we're going to want to get it into that little cutout there. If you slide the track right in front of the regulator there into that cutout, you'll be able just to slide it right into the track, and then you'll be hooked in place. So we got the window glass installed onto the window regulator tracks. So now let's go ahead and actually make sure the window works properly. As you can see, it's going up and down. Now it is off a little bit because we don't have our channel glass in, but everything seems to be working great. So now that we know the window works, let's go ahead and start the reassemble process and get this put back together. So there you have it. We installed the new CJ Classic window regulator into the C10 and it works flawlessly. I'm really glad to have a window working in this truck again. The only thing left to do is clean off all these fingerprints, but it's time to drop a gear and disappear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, check out the link in the description for all your classic truck part needs.